Folks, I'm Abhijit and today I'm presenting the ninth episode of Basics of Medical Science. And in this episode, I'll be covering the organization of the human body as well as the homeostasis. Now, in order to understand the organization of the human body, let us first understand our body is organized into the 6 different levels. And the smallest, as we know that the smallest unit of all living and non-living things are atoms. Now the atoms combine to form molecule. Molecule can be small or large molecule. However, they are the basis of all structures in our body. In human body, all living structures are made out of cell. And now if we further break down the cells, we will find that they are made up of the different molecules. Cells are the smallest independent living thing in the human body. We are aware that the cells include teeny organ-like structures which are called organelles. And there are many types of organelles and each is having a particular function. Now, cells in the human body are organized into tissue. A tissue is a group of similar type of cells which works together to perform a specific function. We studied that there are 4 different types of tissues in the human body, and they are muscle tissues, epithelial tissue, connective tissue, as well as the nerve tissue. Now, an organ is a structure of the human body that is composed of the different types of tissues. For example, heart is an organ that contains epithelial tissue as the innermost layer and muscle tissue in the middle layer and fibrous connective tissue as an outer layer. A system is a group of organs that work together to perform a specific function. For example, stomach, small intestine, large intestine are the organs of the digestive system. They work together to digest food, absorb the nutrient into our body, as well as for the excretion of the waste product. Finally, the human body as a complex organism is made out of many systems. For survival, the basic function of the human body is to consume energy in the different form of food and convert some of it to the fuel for movement, sustain different functions of our body, and build and maintain the body structure. So there are 2 types of reaction that accomplishes this. One is the anabolism, another is the catabolism. Now let us understand the anabolism and catabolism, and we will also understand what is metabolism. Now, anabolism is the process wherein the simpler molecules derived from the food are combined to more complex subject, and in this process they build up the human cells, and thereby anabolism utilizes the energy. Catabolism is the process in which large complex substance in the food are being broken down into the simpler molecules, and catabolism releases energy. This process together is called the metabolism. It means the sum of all anabolic and catabolic reaction that takes place in the human body. And every cell of the human body uses the chemical compound, that is adenosine triphosphate, to store or release energy. The cell stores the ATP during the anabolism, and then during the process of catabolism, ATP is broken down and the energy is released. Friends, now we'll understand the homeostasis. Now, homeostasis is a property of cells, tissues, organism that allows the maintenance and regulation of the stability and constancy that is needed to normal functioning of the human body. Homeostasis in a healthy state is maintained by a constant adjustment of the biochemical and physiological pathways. For each physiological condition, there is a particular set point. and a set point is the physiological value around which the normal range that fluctuates. A normal range is restricted the set of values that optimally healthy and stable. For example, 120 by 80 is the set point for blood pressure. Similarly, 72 beats per minute is the set point for the heart rate. Now, control center in the brain and the other parts of the body that monitors and react to the deviations from the homeostasis using the negative feedback. So, we'll understand now both negative and positive feedback. Now, negative feedback, suppose body temperature, whenever it exceeds 37 degrees centigrade, the nerve cell in the skin, they send a signal to our brain of this increased temperature. And temperature is regulated in the temperature regulatory center in the brain. They send a signal to the sweat gland, and then sweat gland produces sweat. And thereby the body temperature that comes down, and that is how the negative feedback mechanism that works. Similarly, we'll understand that during the process of the childbirth, when in the cervix there is a pressure that is created, they send a positive signal and positive feedback, and as a result, the oxytocin are being released from the brain. And as these oxytocin, those are released, they help in the contraction of the uterus, and thereby the delivery takes place. And once the baby is delivered, then after the same thing, the oxytocin release is being stopped. So this is all about the homeostasis. Friends, please connect me in case of any query through my email ID abhijitdas61@gmail.com. You can also connect me through my Facebook ID Abhijit Das, and through my Twitter account @AD1510. So signing out till we meet in the next episode on the different systems.